really do appreciate it, and I must say a big thank you to all those people who have been messaging in and sending me emails in response to the videos I've been making. Now, today I was very saddened to hear the news that Sarah Harding of Girls Aloud has passed away. Very sadly, she lost her fight against advanced breast cancer. And did any of my fitness programs knows that I'm a big Girls Aloud fan, and when I do my aerobics classes, I commonly of Girls Aloud playing. Everyone knows this. I'm a big fan, so it's going to hit me quite more than most. Now, today I'm going to talk to you about breast cancer. I'm going to talk to you about what puts you at risk, what you can do to avoid it, my dad's practice, and something that makes breast cancer surgeons very, very upset indeed, and most importantly, what you can do. Please watch this video to the very end, and please give your thoughts in the comments below. Now, what actually happens is, I can hear you all saying, why on earth is a weight loss expert talking about cancer? Four reasons. One, I'm a medical doctor. I actually have worked on a breast cancer unit. Two, if you are overweight, it puts you at higher risk of all cancers. Thirdly, if you are overweight, it makes it a damn sight harder to perform surgery or anesthesia on your such a patient. And fourthly, I've actually lost three people very, very close to me due to cancer. Okay, so let's tell you first of all, let me tell you what puts you at risk. Remember the words hands, face, off. Okay, now, face, hands off, I should say. F stands for family history. Okay, very important. If you have a family history of breast cancer, then you are at higher risk. A stands for atypical breasts. So basically, if your breasts are a little bit unusual, you are a little bit at risk. C stands for contralateral breast cancer. So that means if you have breast cancer in your left breast, you are that much more likely to get in the right and vice versa. Okay. E stands for early first monthly cycle, early first menarche, as they say in medical circles. If you actually have your first cycle early, you are at that little bit higher risk. Okay. The next one, H. Okay. H stands for hormone replacement therapy. If you are on if you have a history of breast cancer, you can't have hormone replacement therapy. Those hormones do put you at higher risk. A stands for alcohol abuse. If you take more than the average amount of alcohol on a long-term basis, then suddenly you are at higher risk of breast cancer, or in fact many cancers that matter. Okay, N stands for non-prescribed medication. Very sadly, if you are taking illegal drugs, there is some evidence to say that you are at higher risk of cancers. Okay, D stands for, as I said, drugs, as I said. S stands for smoking. If you are, what do you call it? If you smoke quite a bit, then you are at higher risk. I forgot to say N also stands for nulliparity, not having any kids. If you don't have any kids, then you are that much higher risk of having breast cancer and ovarian cancer for that matter. And O stands for obesity. If you're putting a higher risk, if you are overweight, you're much at higher risk. And 2F stands for family history again. But most importantly, the most important risk, failure to seek medical attention early. One of the most devastating things that a GP or breast surgeon will see is a lady who comes when it's too late. I saw when I was a medical student, I saw several cases in the breast cancer clinic where the woman would come in with breast cancer. It had spread all over the place, and the surgeon would say, "Why didn't you come sooner?" I said, "Usual thing is embarrassment. That is the worst thing. No, no, no. If you notice a lump or something, which I'll talk to you about in a minute, seek help early." Next thing here is I remember one case when I was a final year medical student. I was in my dad's clinic. My dad's a GP, retired GP. And what actually happened was a lady came in to his clinic, and she had a lump in her breast. It was nothing serious. It was a cyst. And he said to her, "When did you notice this?" I said, "Oh, 6, 8 weeks ago." And in the nicest possible way, he shouted at her. He said, "This is nothing to worry about, but if you notice a lump in the breast, I need to see you within a week." And he shouted at her. That was not good. So that was a little bit naughty. Luckily, it was nothing serious. Okay, now what I'd like you to do, I'm going to talk about how to do a breast self-examination in a minute. But what I'd like you to do is, if you have a family of any sort, Okay, make sure that once a month you check yourself. Now, believe it or not, breast cancer can occur in men as well. Okay, this is important. What I'd like you to do once a month, ladies, at certain times of the month, you know when they are. What I'd like you to do is do a breast self-examination. I'm going to show you how to do one in a minute. Okay, and what I'd then like you to do is, men, do one once a month, and also once a month check your testicles. It's very, very important. All cancers have one thing in common: the sooner they're treated, the better. Okay. Now let me tell you how to do one. What you do: stand up, okay, and have a good look. Put your hands behind your head, okay. Look down there. Look down there. Look for anything unusual, okay. Hands on your hips, okay. Protract your shoulders. Retract your shoulders. Again, look for anything unusual. Then what you might want to do is lie on your back, okay, using 3 fingers. Start from the nipple and press. And feel for anything unusual, any lumps, bumps, okay, bleeding or bruising or dimpling, and go outwards until you come to the armpit, and really, really dig in to those armpits. Okay, same here. And what you also then do, check underneath the chin, down here, on there, and upwards. Okay, where the lymph nodes are. That's important. It's important you do that once a month. Now, what my dad used to do, being a GP, is that once a month there was a family dinner. All female relatives were not allowed to eat until they'd done a breast self-examination. And every 3 months, out of fatherly love, he'd check himself. Wasn't to be nasty, he just wanted them to check. Okay. Men and ladies, you need to be doing this at certain times of the month, because certain times of the month, what actually happens is these lumps are a little bit more prominent. Guys, breast cancer can occur in men, and it's very important that once a month you do a breast self-examination, and you also check your testicles, which I'll do another video on. What I'd like you to do, I've got a fact sheet on this. If you're on Facebook, you look below, you can see the link to the fact sheet. If you're looking at this video on YouTube, look below, you'll see the link to the fact sheet. Follow me, like and subscribe to this video, and I'll welcome your comments. Thank you very much for your time. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.